Hello channel NITT viewers, I am DS and welcome to another episode on channel NITT. And this is going to be an episode that all my viewers are going to be very interested in because we are going to talk about money, must be funny. Now, our relationship with money evolves over a lifetime. So during our lifetime, we are bound to make a lot of decisions about money, and these decisions impact our financial situation. And these impacts will in turn reciprocally affect our future behavior with regards to money.
I love you, you love me.
A lot of times it is safe to say that the society and the education system has taught us a lot about money. So for convenience sake, a lot of governments have just arbitrarily divided their citizens into different groups: the high income group, the middle income group, and the low income group. And citizens usually use this to gauge whether they are poor or rich. However, whether you are poor or rich is actually a psychological concept.
We don't have this time for psychological romance.
So what do I mean by this? Let's consider a person from the low income group. If he or she is given $1 million, immediately they are likely to feel very, very rich. However, for another person, this $1 million does not make him any more richer. He might even feel poor. Why? Because we are always trying to compare our income level with another person.
Nothing compares to you.
So it is very likely that a person with $10 million will still poor because he feels that it is not enough. But for another person, give him $1 million and he will feel that he is the richest man in the world. So I hope you can understand that poverty is a matter of mindset. So there are a lot of other videos on YouTube that will tell you the difference between the rich and the poor, like what rich men tend to do and what poor people like to do. So as a psychology channel, we are also going to talk about the difference between the rich and the poor. But since, as you can see, it is a matter of mindset, let's talk about the distinction between the people with a poverty mindset, or what we call the scarcity mindset, and the rich people who have the abundance mindset. So for convenience sake, I am going to call the people who have abundance mindset the rich people in my video, and those people who have a poverty mindset as the poor people in this video. So one of the very major distinct difference between rich people and poor people is that poor people approach money with emotions, but the rich people approach money with thoughts. It is true that poor people tend to use money with a lot of emotions, and usually negative emotions. So in this episode, I am going to talk about some of the very common negative emotions that poor people or people with poverty mindset tend to have when they approach money. The first negative emotion is fear. So the most common fear that poor people have is that of not having enough money. But this is not the only fear that people may have with regards to money. It is also possible that people may have the fear of looking stupid. That is, they may buy something and people will say that this is not a good deal. Some people may have the fear of being humiliated or exposed. because they are actually not as rich as they portray themselves to be. At other times, there may also be this fear of provoking envy.
No postcode envy.
So it is possible that in some families, a particular brother may be earning more than any of his other siblings. This brother who is earning more may try to keep a very low profile or may even act poor. So the second negative emotion that poor people have is shame. So not having enough can bring shame. Spending too much can bring shame.
Oh, what a shame that you came here with someone.
Some people, when they are unhappy, they tend to go on impulsive buying, and after that, they also can feel shame. The third possible negative emotion that people may have with regards to money is envy. They just envy others. If you think that other people are doing better than you, earning more than you, definitely you will feel that you are poor because you don't have enough. The fourth negative emotion that poor people may have is guilt. So sometimes you may be watching a show and on the show is this President Star charity. Now somehow, some people may feel a sense of guilt that they are not charitable enough or they are not generous enough. Surprisingly, it is also a sign of poverty. Finally, the fifth one is a big one. The fifth negative emotion that poor people have is greed. Because you think you never have enough, so you want more and more and more. And because you don't think you have enough, you are always assuming that you are poor.
I wanna be a billionaire so fucking bad.
Of course, you can have $10 billion and still hunger for more. So, in other words, you are poor, psychologically. So as you can see, there are a lot of negative emotions associated with money, and all these negative emotions can override our rational thinking when it comes to money. And when our rationality is overridden, we may tend to perform actions that keep us poor. And when our rationality is overridden, we may tend to perform actions that keep us poor. So after watching this video, I would see myself on the side where I am not rational. I use more emotions than I should think when it comes to money. So this means that I have poverty mindset. So I will really look into it because it is not a pleasant feeling to be feeling poor all the time. So as I have already indicated right at the beginning of the video, you can feel rich even if you only have $3,000, $5,000 or even $1,000. So it's all a matter of mindset. So I am going to choose to be happy. Oh, that's an emotion too. So I hope my viewers are not offended by this video because this is just a psychological definition of your own perception of your sense of whether you are rich or poor.
It's all about the money. It's all about the dun dun da da dun dun.
So money is a very important topic for most people, if not all people. So I am going to do a lot more videos on the psychology of money. And if you have not subscribed, do consider subscribing because that will really help our channel to grow. We are working very hard to produce videos that are entertaining and educational at the same time, and we look forward to your continued support. And if you do like this video, do give a strong indicator and press the like button so that we will produce more videos of this type. Okay, I'm going to sign off now and I will see you in my next episode. Goodbye. Money.